There you have it, the trying times, and it ended all with things like this. Take a look. You're looking live right now at the official Winter Storm of '94 t-shirt WHAS 11 produced as a fundraiser for the Crusade of for Children. Our Connor Steffen, who wasn't born yet, found one, this one right here, in a local thrift store, and he bought it. And now we can show you who is holding the shirt for us tonight.
Our surprise guest who was in the middle of it all when the snow started falling.
Welcome, Ken Schulz.
I came in just to find out who the surprise special guest was. Wow. I mean, I finally have lived to this point.
Hey, listen, look what happened to me. I was 30 years old during that coverage.
And I was old, even then.
We have a lot of questions for you.
Yeah.
We do. Okay, Ken, I've got to ask first, where does this rank for you in your mind as like a top weather event for Louisville?
Easily top 5, and the only reason I say that top 4, I would say 5 in my career because of the blizzard of '78. I was in St. Louis at the time. But this one, the big snow of '98, the ice storm of '08, you know, those also rank right up there as well.
So you were our meteorologist on the air at the time when Rachel and I were in this very studio. I was wondering, you know, at one point we heard thunder.
Oh, yes.
We heard thunder in a winter storm, and Rachel and I turned over you were over there, and we said, Ken, what is that? And you said,
that's an oh poo moment. Because basically, you know, we had refined the forecast and we had a lot of confidence in it at that time until the lightning and thunder. And at that point in time, it becomes convective, and it's like a thunderstorm in the summertime. There is a downpour of rain. In this case, downpour of snow. And so all snow accumulations, all the bets were off at that point.
It's just like unlike anything I've ever seen. I haven't lived in Louisville that long, but I love looking back at this. What's your feeling when you're sitting in this studio? You know, people out there are struggling or playing or whatever. What's going through your mind during this coverage?
You know, you almost have to categorize that because I have personal feelings, professional feelings. I was a bystander in some cases. I mean, I got into weather to see storms like that. And I was a participant. So in each category, there are memories and thoughts that are associated with that storm.
You know, Rachel and I thought we got in here early. It was a struggle to get in, but you were in here before us. Tell me what it was like for you coming in. What time did you get here that day?
Well, we knew it was going to start off as freezing rain. In fact, we really I went to bed thinking it was going to be more of a freezing rain episode. And that's part of the reason why snow accumulations fluctuated so much. At one point, we were saying 6 to 12 inches of snow, and then all of a sudden it's an inch or two. But what people forget is we were saying 1/2 to 1 inch of ice as a possibility, which would rival or exceed what we had in '08. So it was a dangerous winter storm, no matter which weather product we were going to be dealing with. I went to bed early Sunday evening, got up and hit the road at midnight, and I had to stop 2 times on the interstate to clear the windshield because the defrosters and the windshield wipers weren't keeping up with the snow accumulation. We were getting 2-3 inches of snow an hour. So that was a problem. I went on the air, did my first cut-in. I forgot what time, 2:30, 3 o'clock or something. And the only thing I can remember out of that was saying, I'm officially canceling rush hour. There is not going to be rush hour this morning. And that's probably the best forecast I made the entire day. So.
Did you know then you were driving in and you were going to be in downtown for days?
No, and let me explain that too. Because,
none of us had clean underwear.
Well, and so we were put up at the Seelbach, I believe.
Well, you could walk to it.
And after the second day, I decided to do a little bit of laundry, right? And as best I could. The only problem is that night, the heat went out at the Seelbach, and so I walked to work for Wednesday morning in 22 below zero weather with wet everything.
Oh, no.
Frozen as it was.
Christina San Juan is joining us, Ken, and she's got some questions for you. Hey, Christina.
Well, Ken, as we know, forecasting snow is difficult, just plain difficult, even with all of the technology that we have nowadays. But 30 years ago, surely that wasn't the case. How did you do it?
The models that you're using now, for example, Colleen, yourself in the evening, that's 2, 3, 4 generations past what models we were using, computer models that we were using back in '94. So there was a lot of holes to fill in. And I refer to that period of time still as the end of the Wild West period in broadcast meteorology, because for a long time, basically, it was my guess versus your guess. And then we got computer models, so we got a little bit better at it, but we are still at kind of
Was it still being
guessing
printed
a little
on
bit.
teletypes and print paper?
Dot matrix printers, Doug. We were as advanced as dot matrix printers at that time, but we were still having fax machines, print maps, and things like that. Yeah.
Well, it's been great for you to come in. I'll give you a hug
Oh,
for all of us.
thank you.
Go ahead and toss to Christina for the forecast, Ken.
We have some snow in the forecast. I'm assuming that you're not going to have to come in at midnight on Friday or whatever.
Absolutely not. No, I do have some of these snow totals that we're looking at from 30 years ago. If you take a look at this, yeah, not forecasting snow anywhere near that much. We had over 10 inches in Bardstown, Kentucky, Lexington as well, and Scottsburg, Indiana got in on the action too, actually clocking in 7 inches of snow, and not to mention that cold. You think it's cold out there right now? Well, we set that record low temperature for the entire state of Kentucky in Shelbyville, actually falling down to negative 37 degrees, as Alden said earlier, and then Louisville and E-Town both fell down to 22 degrees below zero, and that's the actual air temperature, not even the wind chill. So that makes it seem not so bad outside right now, right? All things considered, we're